There comes a moment in every chosen person's life when the world stops feeling random, when the pressure you've been surviving suddenly feels too intentional to ignore, when every struggle, every delay, every loss starts revealing a pattern, and deep inside, even if you haven't said it out loud, you know something has been shifting around you, something has been watching you, something has been aligning things for you, something has awakened because of a decision you made that most people around you never make. You chose faith over fear. You didn't choose the easy road. You didn't choose the comfortable road. You didn't choose the road with support, applause, or understanding. You chose the lonely road, the quiet road, the road where the only guidance you had was the whisper inside your spirit telling you not to give up. And that one decision started a chain reaction that is now impossible to stop. Understand this clearly. This message is not for everyone. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will feel it. But you do, because you've lived it. This is for the ones who were called when they didn't feel ready. The ones who were tested until they had nothing left. The ones who were stretched until they felt they would break. The ones who kept walking when everyone expected them to fall. You're not here by accident. You were guided here because something in your life is about to shift. And before it does, you need to hear this. Before we go deeper, tell me in the comments, do you feel like something has been watching over you lately? Do you feel the shift? Your answers matter, because what's coming next is meant for you. There was a moment in your life, a moment most people would overlook, when the entire direction of your destiny quietly shifted. You didn't have an audience. You didn't have applause. You didn't have anyone reassuring you that things were going to be okay. You were standing at the edge of uncertainty, holding questions that had no answers yet, carrying burdens that felt heavier than your strength, and facing a future that looked completely unclear. Everything around you was pushing you toward fear. Not just one thing, everything. The doubt that crept in when you were trying your best, the pressure that made your chest feel tight, the anxiety that stole your sleep, the silence that made you wonder if you were forgotten, the delays that tested your patience, the betrayals that broke your trust, the losses that shook your foundation. All of it combined into one heavy force, trying to convince you that you were alone, that you were unsupported, that you were unprepared, that you were unworthy, that your next chapter wasn't going to look any different from your last. But you did something most people never do when they're under that kind of pressure. You chose faith. And that choice wasn't loud. It didn't come with fireworks. It didn't happen in front of other people. It wasn't something you wrote about, posted about, or talked about. It was quiet. It was private. It came from a place deep inside you, so deep that even you didn't realize how powerful it was in that moment. But heaven noticed, when a chosen one chooses faith, the energy around them shifts instantly. Something spiritual opens, something ancient steps forward, something protective awakens. You might not have seen the shift with your physical eyes, but the atmosphere around your life changed the moment you refused to be controlled by fear. This was the moment your path activated. This was the moment your protection increased. This was the moment divine favor began moving toward you again. This was the moment a powerful presence locked onto your journey. You thought you were fighting alone, but you weren't. You thought your future was unclear, but it wasn't. You thought nothing was happening, but everything was. While you were doubting yourself, something greater was arranging the next stage of your life. While you were fighting your fears, something was being written for you. While you were questioning your strength, something was preparing to lift you higher. Choosing faith didn't just change your mindset. It changed your timeline. It changed your destiny. It changed who was walking with you. That single, quiet decision marked the moment everything shifted for you, more than you knew, more than you felt, more than you imagined. Let's speak the truth, without sugarcoating it. You were not supposed to make it this far, not according to the challenges you faced, not according to the storms you walked through, not according to the people who underestimated you, doubted you, or quietly hoped you would fail. Life threw things at you that would have broken a weaker spirit. You were placed in situations that were meant to drain you, silence you, and stop you from ever discovering who you really are. But you didn't fall the way they expected. You didn't collapse under the weight. You didn't surrender to the darkness. Instead, you rose. You healed parts of yourself that most people never even confront. You evolved in ways that no one around you saw coming. You adapted even when the circumstances were stacked against you. You grew wiser, not from comfort, but from pain. You grew stronger, not from praise, but from pressure. You grew spiritually sharper, not because everything went right, but because everything went wrong, and you still didn't give up. And the most powerful part of it all, you kept your heart intact. You didn't let betrayal turn you cold. You didn't let disappointment make you cruel. You didn't let loneliness make you desperate. You didn't let hardship make you hateful. This is the separation. This is what makes you different. This is what marks you as chosen. People see the strength you carry now, but they don't know the nights you cried in silence. They see the confidence, but they don't know the moments you questioned everything. They see the glow, but they don't know the battles your soul fought behind closed doors. They admire your resilience, but they don't know that many times, faith was the only thing holding you together. Your journey wasn't easy, and it wasn't fair, but it was divine. Your struggles weren't punishments, they were preparation. Your delays weren't setbacks, they were training. And because you survived all of it, without allowing your character to rot or your soul to darken, you unlocked something powerful. A level of spiritual authority that is not given, but earned. A presence that follows you because you proved yourself in the shadows long before the light found you. People don't understand this part. You didn't just become strong. You became seen. You became recognized. You became marked. Someone powerful is watching you now, not out of threat, but out of respect. Because your spirit is rare, your resilience is rare, your heart is rare, and rare souls attract powerful forces. When you are chosen, you don't need a spotlight, a title, or public validation. You carry something deeper, an energy that announces who you are long before you ever say a word. Your survival, your integrity, your growth, and the way you move through adversity reveal a truth that can't be hidden. And this is exactly why something powerful is watching you now. Most people don't realize this, but chosen ones are observed long before they are elevated. Before the breakthrough comes the testing. Before the assignment comes the evaluation. Before the blessing comes the surveillance. You were being watched in every season you thought no one saw. When you kept going after life hit you hard, you were being observed. When you stayed kind, even while being mistreated, you were being studied. When you forgave people who didn't deserve forgiveness, you were being noted. When you chose peace over revenge, you were being acknowledged. When you kept believing even when everything around you went dark, you were being remembered. Because the way you handle pressure reveals your true character. And you didn't just survive pressure, you mastered it. That's why something powerful is watching you now. You've stepped into a higher spiritual category. You've crossed a threshold many never reach. You've proven that you can handle blessings without becoming arrogant, opportunities without becoming reckless, and elevation without losing your soul. This presence watching you now, this divine force, is not observing you with suspicion. It is observing you with intention. It is preparing you, positioning you, and protecting you. It is ready to elevate you, but elevation requires awareness. Blessings require guardianship. Destiny requires guidance. You are not being watched because you are fragile. You are being watched because you are ready. Your life has reached a point where what comes next is too important to be left unguarded. Lately, the signs around you have been louder than usual, haven't they? It's as if the world is trying to speak to you in ways that bypass the mind and go straight to the soul. The repeating numbers, the strange and vivid dreams, the intuitive nudges that appear out of nowhere, the sudden clarity that feels too perfect to be accidental, the unexpected opportunities that seem to align with your needs at the exact right moment. Even the people who have quietly disappeared from your life without explanation, all of it is pointing to one undeniable truth. Nothing around you is random anymore. The heaviness that lifted from your mind without warning, not random. The gut feelings that guide you even when you don't understand them, not random. The inner voice growing stronger, more confident, more certain, not random. These are signs of alignment, proof that the spiritual and physical layers of your life are finally moving in sync. You've stepped into a season where everything around you is intentional. Everything is part of a larger pattern. Everything is pointing you toward the next stage of your purpose. When this kind of alignment happens, it means the universe has activated something powerful over your timeline. Your next chapter isn't forming, it's already in motion. This is why the presence around you feels so strong right now. You are being guided with precision. You are being positioned with strategy. You are being guarded with intention. And you are being prepared for something far greater than what you've experienced before. You are walking into environments where your name has already been spoken with respect. You are approaching opportunities that were reserved for you long before you even knew they existed. You are stepping into a destiny that has been waiting for the exact version of you that you've become. This is what choosing faith over fear truly does. It realigns your life with the path that was always meant for you. It activates blessings that had been delayed. It awakens guidance that had been waiting. It opens doors fear could never touch. You are not drifting. You are being directed. You are not guessing. You are being guided. You are not hoping. You are stepping into alignment. This season is proof that your destiny has officially been activated. One of the most powerful transformations happening within you right now is your sharpened discernment. This isn't something you read about, copied, or borrowed. It's something that formed naturally through everything you've lived through. A chosen one's intuition grows during seasons of preparation, and lately, you've felt that shift more intensely than ever. You can sense people's intentions before they speak a word. You can detect hidden motives behind polite smiles. You can feel energy shifts long before anything physically changes. You can sense when something is off, even when everything on the surface appears calm. You can tell when someone is genuine and when someone is performing. This is not paranoia. This is spiritual intelligence. You earned this ability. It didn't appear overnight. It was built through pain that forced you to look deeper, through isolation that taught you to listen to your inner voice, through heartbreak that opened your eyes, through disappointment that removed your innocence but strengthened your insight, through lessons that stripped away illusions and pushed you to see people and situations for what they truly were, not what you hoped they would be. Your discernment sharpening at this exact moment is not a coincidence. It is an essential part of your elevation. Because when a chosen one rises, resistance rises too. The higher you step, the more strategic you must become. But unlike your past, this time you are not walking blindly into situations. This time you are alert, you are aware, you are spiritually guarded in ways you weren't before. And the powerful presence watching you knows this. It has strengthened your instincts, guided your awareness, and sharpened your insight, because what is coming next requires clarity. You can't afford to be deceived. You can't afford to waste energy. You can't afford to ignore your inner warning signs. Your discernment is no longer just a feeling. It has become a weapon, a shield, a compass, a form of protection that guards your destiny before danger even approaches. You are seeing more because you are becoming more. You are sensing more because you are stepping into more. And you are being prepared for blessings that require a stronger, wiser, more spiritually intelligent version of you. This level of discernment is not a gift given to everyone. It is given to the chosen. And you have earned it. You're not being watched to be judged. You're being watched to be guided. There is something ahead of you that is larger than anything you've experienced so far. Something that cannot be carried by an old version of you. It requires a stronger mindset, a wiser spirit, and a clearer heart. And whether you realize it or not, you are being shaped for that moment right now. The blessings that are approaching your life are not average. They're not small upgrades or minor improvements. They are the kind of breakthroughs that shift your identity, expand your capacity, and alter the direction of your entire future. And blessings of that size require a version of you that is stable, grounded, emotionally aware, spiritually intelligent, and mentally prepared. This is why your journey has felt heavier than others. This is why your lessons were deeper. This is why your delays lasted longer. This is why your battles felt personal. It wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Every setback trained you. Every heartbreak refined you. Every disappointment strengthened you. Every closed door redirected you. Every challenge stretched your spirit into something more resilient than before. You were being strengthened for blessings your old self could not hold. Because some opportunities require maturity. Some relationships require healing. Some elevations require clarity. Some blessings require discipline. And the universe is making sure you are ready for all of it. Your faith proved something powerful. That you can carry what you prayed for without collapsing under the weight of it. You didn't break. You didn't quit. You didn't lose yourself. You grew. And now, you're standing at a turning point in your life where the work you've done internally is about to show externally. The higher level of discipline you were forced to learn is going to make sense. The patience you had to develop is going to be rewarded. The emotional strength you gained is going to support you in ways you can't yet imagine. Something big is coming. Something that requires the upgraded, elevated, sharpened version of you. And you are becoming that version right now. You are stepping into a season where nothing in your life stays the same, and everything begins shifting in ways you can finally feel. This is not the kind of shift that arrives quietly. This is the moment where the energy around you becomes unmistakably aligned, where every delay suddenly makes sense, and where every closed door starts revealing the purpose behind it. You are entering a chapter where your name will begin appearing in the right rooms, where conversations that matter will include you, even when you are not physically present. The universe is positioning you, placing your energy in places your feet haven't reached yet. Your opportunities will begin to multiply in ways that feel both natural and miraculous. You may notice an unexpected message, a sudden chance, a new idea that feels guided, or a moment of clarity that pushes you forward. These are not coincidences. These are signals that the path in front of you is opening. As this happens, your spirit will feel lighter, not because life becomes easier overnight, but because the weight you carried is no longer needed for where you are going. You are shedding old fears, old limits, and old versions of yourself that cannot walk into your next chapter. Your intuition will sharpen, becoming more confident and more accurate. You will sense things before they happen. You will know who to trust and who to release. You will recognize the difference between distractions and destiny. This clarity is a gift, a sign that your purpose is becoming more visible than ever. Your protection is strengthening. What once affected you will no longer reach you. What once broke you will no longer move you. You are being guided by something powerful, something ancient, something connected to your assignment on this earth. It is not just watching you. It is preparing the way ahead of you. Nothing meant for you can be blocked anymore. No interference can touch what is already aligned. No delay can disrupt what has already been written. You chose faith over fear. Now destiny is choosing you. You don't need to carry the old worry anymore. You don't need to move with urgency, as if life is slipping away from you. And you don't need to fear the future or the unknown. You have already endured the hardest part of your journey. You walked through uncertainty, confusion, and moments that tested the deepest parts of your soul. If you were going to break, it would have happened back there. But you didn't. You kept going. That alone is proof that something greater is guiding you. Your spirit is no longer asleep. It is awake, alert, and aligned. Your path is no longer unclear. It is blessed, protected, and divinely orchestrated. And your elevation is not waiting for a perfect moment. It is already in motion. Every shift you feel, every sign you notice, every instinct pulling you forward is confirmation that you are stepping into a higher version of yourself. You are being watched, but not by anything to fear. What's watching you is something ancient, wise, and deeply connected to your soul. It has been with you long before this moment. It has witnessed your battles, your heartbreaks, your resilience, and your growth. It has been waiting for you to rise into the strength you carry today. It has been waiting for your faith to reach a level where nothing can shake what you know to be true. Now that you've arrived at this point, the shifts ahead will not be subtle. The doors you once thought were closed for good will begin to open on their own. Opportunities that once felt too far away will begin to move toward you. Breakthroughs that once seemed delayed will begin to accelerate. You are moving into alignment with what was meant for you all along. Always remember this. You did not survive everything you went through just to remain unchanged. You did not rise from the ashes simply to return to who you once were. And you did not choose faith for it to go unnoticed. Nothing you endured was wasted. Something powerful is watching you because your time has finally arrived. Your elevation has begun, and the next chapter of your life will unfold faster, smoother, and more clearly than you expect. Stay grounded in who you are becoming. Stay alert to the signs guiding you. Stay aligned with the purpose unfolding before you. Your destiny is watching you. And now, it's finally your turn. As you reach this moment, pause and recognize something powerful. You are not the same person you were when this year began. You're not even the same person you were a few weeks ago. Something in you has shifted, awakened, expanded, Something in you has stepped into a higher understanding of who you are and what you're capable of. And that inner shift is the reason the outer world around you is beginning to rearrange itself. Everything you've gone through, the silence, the pressure, the isolation, the confusion, was never working against you. It was shaping you. It was training you. It was preparing you for a level of life that requires strength, clarity, and spiritual awareness. And the fact that you're still here, still standing, still listening, tells me everything I need to know. You were built for what comes next. Right now, you're stepping into a chapter where nothing is accidental anymore. Every connection will have purpose. Every opportunity will carry meaning. Every shift will pull you closer to the life you were meant to live. You're walking through a moment where destiny becomes undeniable, where protection becomes obvious, where alignment becomes natural. You're not moving into an ordinary season. You're moving into a divinely orchestrated one. A season where the right doors open, the wrong people fall away, and the path you once doubted becomes clear. So as this video comes to an end, remember this. Your story isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. Your blessings aren't hiding. They're approaching. Your purpose isn't distant. It's unfolding. Hold your faith. Stay grounded. Trust the shift happening inside you. Because the chapter you're walking into now, it's the one you've been waiting for your entire life.